I haven't tried making one of these before, so buckle up. Help support the companies that support our community. All right, here's what I have is a block here. So I took my compass, drew a circle around it, drew the line up so it was lined up, and then used the compass again. So again, I have never done one of these. It's almost 2.5 that way, and it's just over 3 that way. So you want them a little bit different thicknesses. So I will link the other video to it. So what I'm going to do is take and hot glue this on to my faceplate here, and I'm going to bring up the tailstock and to center it there, and then we'll turn this material off of here, and then we will flip it over and hot glue it on again, and then turn this part of it. So let me get the hot glue gun warmed up and we will get started on this. All right, so I went ahead and just basically made a little cylinder there, brought this down, kept these flush. I only went down to right where the center of the other circle is, right there. You don't want to go past that because you're going to need that when you flip it around and line it back up. So what I'm going to do now is pull the tailstock away and turn this into a half of a sphere. And then we will pull it off, re-hot glue it on, and turn this part of it. So I'm just going to pull tailstock away and start working on this. Lower it down just a little bit. All right, there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and sand this. There's a lot of hand sanding, another project with hand sanding. So I'm going to sand all this, get this all sanded up, because once I pull it off here, I won't be able to get that back. So I'm going to go ahead and work on that, and then we'll come back and we'll pop this off here and turn it around. Got that all sanded up, so I went in and took the hot glue off the sides. I'm just left this little spot right here. Just clean this off. Chisel. And then those two little spots I put behind it should be able to slide this right down in there. And use a mallet, apparently. There we go. So I will make sure this is all clean. All right, then we will hot glue it back on there. We're going to bring the tailstock up and use that other hole there, right there, to put it in there and line it all right back up. So hot glue here. We're going to put it on that side. I'm going to put two little spots on there. Put it right in there. Just make sure it's nice and flat. Just like so. Put a little bit of pressure on it. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to just run a bead on a couple little spots around here. To hold it on. And so when we're turning this one, the actual, or the tailstock thing could be up there. So you want to make sure that this one is on there good. So maybe run a little extra hot glue around it so it doesn't come off. All right, then I have to let that set up for a couple of minutes, and then we'll come back and turn this part of it. have that all sanded up. So this whole side is sanded. This is all sanded. I'll do the ends in the back later, but I am going to use the #1 hauler and start cleaning this thing out. I'm going to turn it into a little hollow form. All right, went ahead and cleaned the glue off around all the edges, so I got it hollowed out. It's all cleaned out. I'm just gonna pop it off just like I did the last one. A little pop that releases it. All right, so there we have it. I'm gonna go ahead and sand up all the other sides of it real quick, and then I will be back and it will be finished. Well, there it is, and it didn't fly off the lathe, so that's a huge plus. So this is my first time making one of these little emerging pieces. So I saw Mike Walt do it years ago. He did an emerging bowl out of a piece, and Robin was looking for project ideas, and she found a little hollow form, and so we decided to go with that. So I will put a link down below in the description. There is a club demo video, and the guy does an excellent job explaining. He did a little hollow form like this. He didn't hollow it out, but he walks you through step by step on how to do it too. So there's a lot of little things that you need to pay attention to. So like the live center, that little point in it right there, I should have put like a little waste block or something on there, because if you try and sand that out, it won't be round anymore. And the other thing too is when I was doing this side of it, it kind of bows up a little bit, so I would have liked to have had that down, like a little crisper line around where the actual sphere is. It looks like it's supposed to be coming out of there. So yeah, just play around with it a little bit, and I'm sure you can get little crisper look to it. So I'll probably do some more of these, but it was a fun project, and it was just a scrap piece of wood I had, and I didn't want to use a really nice piece of wood on the first one. I wanted to make sure I could actually get it done, but it was a fun project. I'm trying to think. Oh, so one thing, when it's on the lathe like this, and you're coming around here, you can see the other sphere, and I think you can see that in the video too. You can see the sphere, but if it is off even just a hair, and you'll notice when I turn the lathe off, you can see where it's like it's cutting into it right here, and this side still has a little bit of a ridge. Even the video I watched the guy doing the demo, he took a just hand chisel and then rounded that over, because if you keep cutting, it'll make a flat spot over here and before it even gets there. So just a couple little tips like that. If it is something you want to do, I definitely recommend checking out the link in the description. He does an excellent job, explains it to you. He even gives you some little tips on how to make the sphere perfectly round too. So he's been making these for a while, but it's a super fun project. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video, and we will see you next week. Take care.